Hello beautiful soul, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so grateful to have you here. Today I'm going to be talking about reprogramming. So reprogramming our mind and our body so that we can get from where we are to where we want to be. So basically manifest our desires, and it doesn't matter what your desire looks like. Your desire could be something physical. It could be that you desire a new job or a new home, or it could be something more emotional, that you want to feel more worthy, more confident. So there is no desire that this doesn't work for. In simple terms, if you're not where you want to be, it's because you're practicing the thoughts and the feelings, and then also practicing in terms of your action the opposite end of the stick. So if you think about your desire being at one end of the stick, you're just practicing too far at the other end of the stick. And this is likely down to many different things. It's probably down to a belief system that you haven't chosen, because we don't really have a choice in our beliefs. In a lot of them we don't realize, but when we're younger we just take on the beliefs that our parents give us, and then we kind of take on the beliefs from around us, from society, from our teachers, from our friends, and we never actually consciously get to choose them. And then we cement them as we move through our life, and we collate evidence to support them, and then they become quite deeply ingrained in us. All of these beliefs that actually keep us playing really small and not moving towards our goals. So I want you to understand this concept of reprogramming, because in order to get to the other end of the stick and towards our desires, we need to deprogram the stuff, release. So deprogramming, I guess, is just releasing, letting go, highlighting, becoming aware of the stuff that isn't serving us, and deciding, choosing that isn't my belief, and then choosing to let it go, and then reprogramming with the stuff that is going to empower us and help us to align with that goal, whatever it is. Often I think when we think about reprogramming, we just think about reprogramming our mind, and we do practices like writing down affirmations. And affirmations are great, and they can actually be a really powerful practice and move us in the direction of our desires and our goals and our dreams. And they're a really good place to start, because if we don't have the ideas, if we don't start with the mindset, then it's hard to move towards the other stuff. So this is important, but there's actually other aspects of programming that I want to highlight to you today so you can better understand. I'm going to put this into three categories. So the first one is the thoughts and the beliefs. So getting really clear on the thoughts that are not in line with where you want to be. So if you're trying to manifest more money in your life, but you keep saying that you're broke and you can't afford it, and money is evil and rich people are evil, and you have all of these beliefs that are very disempowering and not in line with your goals and your dreams and your desires, then you're going to really struggle to get there. This is very simple, but a lot of people aren't doing it anyway. So it's about getting clear on the stuff, highlighting it and acknowledging it, and then working on choosing differently, because as soon as you're aware of it, you create choice. Awareness creates choice. And then in that moment of awareness, you do have a choice to go towards another belief. And it might not necessarily feel real in the beginning, you might not fully believe it or get behind it, but you've got to start somewhere. You've got to start by thinking bigger than you feel. This is the aspect of the mind. So we want to start programming these thoughts, these affirmations into our mind, and then releasing the other stuff and choosing differently. And then we've got feeling. Now, feeling is so important, and the thoughts and the feelings are so connected. So once you start to change your thoughts, you're also going to notice your feelings eventually change as well. But there can be a little bit of a disconnect here if you're just doing the thoughts but not working on the feelings, or not like kind of bridging the two together. Reprogramming your body with feelings, with actual sensations, because we do actually have the ability to change how we feel if we close our eyes and we go in and we work with things like visualization and just tuning in, just taking a moment to think, what is that feeling that I want? Is it self-worth? Is it confidence? Is it calm? And taking the time to connect to what that feels like. And this might take a little bit of time. You might not be able to feel that initially, but in time you're going to learn. And there's no better practice really than learning to feel good without needing it to come from an external source. Because if it's coming from an external source, you're just going to be constantly affected by what's going on outside of you, and you're never going to be able to manage your emotions yourself. So actually starting to meditate on your emotions. This is basically what the practice is. It's meditating on specific feelings and emotions that you want to feel. So if you think about your desire, you can get clear on what the feelings are that you're actually desiring. Freedom, love, confidence, whatever it is, and then start to figure out what that actually feels like yourself without trying to get it from an outside source. And then it comes down to the third point, which is something I think that we forget so often, is that a lot of the reprogramming happens when we take these little actions. And I had a conversation with a client the other day, and we were talking about playing with the edges of what feels kind of scary. And this call was, we were focusing on trying to create more self-worth and more love. And there's certain things that you do or you don't do because you're practicing the emotions at the other end of the stick. So for example, you're practicing the emotions of low self-worth, of not being good enough. So somebody maybe comments on something that you're wearing, and it could be a joke, but you take that to heart because you're not confident enough in yourself and you're not owning it, and you're being apologetic about something that you've chosen to wear. And immediately that impacts how you're feeling, that impacts your self-worth, and then you feel bad for the rest of the day. You feel like you're not good enough, and you really let that affect you. One thing that is common to happen in that situation is that you don't wear that outfit again because you don't want to feel that feeling, that trigger. You're trying to prevent that trigger. But in order to transcend that and to actually start to embody this new version of yourself, because this is the trick, it's about embodiment, and embodiment comes down to actually starting to be this person. Embody these feelings, embody these thoughts, focus on the feelings, focus on the thoughts, and then from that place start to take the action that you would take. Were you this person? If you were this confident person who knew their worth and was owning it and didn't care what other people thought, they would just wear the outfit, right? They would take on board what that person said, and they would think, interesting, but your opinion does not affect me. And they would still value themselves, they would still love their outfit, and they would just continue to wear it. So the action that you can take in this situation would be to keep wearing the outfit, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, because you've got to take some form of action. The really deep and powerful programming or reprogramming or deprogramming, whichever one it is, I guess it's a combination actually, comes when you just decide to push yourself to that edge. So you play with the edges of what feels scary and what feels triggering, and you actually go into it, you lean into the trigger and you do it anyway. You become aware of your small self, let's say, who's feeling really sensitive and triggered and wants to kind of hide away and change who they are. And you become aware of that and you decide, no, I'm going to transcend that. I'm going to step into my highest self and I'm going to embody the version of me that I am becoming. And I'm going to take that action, I'm going to do the thing, I'm going to become that version of me, I'm going to wear the outfit, I'm going to put the makeup on, I'm going to say this thing I've been scared to say, despite the fact that it feels scary and unsafe and triggering. And when you do it and you keep doing it, you start to learn that actually it's okay and it's safe, and you start to program your nervous system to understand that it's all right. And taking these little steps into the fear, into the trigger, is going to help you to manage that and embody this version of you which is aligned with your desires. So it's these little things, and this can also show up in just the little moments. So it's like if you're trying to embody somebody who really loves their body, it's a choice in the moment to have, I don't know, this piece of fruit over the chocolate cake, because you're making a choice in that moment to respect your body. And that's not to say that you can't respect your body and still eat the chocolate cake. You can, but it's the intention. So it's the intention behind these very small actions and ways of being that really has an impact on who you are. And who you are is the most important component in the things that you're attracting into your life, and whether or not you're where you want to be, and whether or not you are aligning with your desires, because your reality, your personal reality, is a reflection of your personality, and that is you, your beliefs, your thoughts, your energy, and your actions. I just want to encourage you to take a look at these three things. If you have a desire, how are you actually working on your thoughts and your beliefs, your energy, so your emotions, and then your actions? And what are some of the ways that you can kind of start to play with the edges of what feels scary and what is kind of like the edge between, or the line, or the, I don't know what you want to call it, this crossover between who you are and who you're becoming. And write down some ideas. Like, what is a way that I can just step into this more fully and become this version of myself? And I bet there's so many little things that you can start to do throughout your day. And this is where the real kind of programming happens. And this is when the embodiment happens. Combine all these three things, keep working on them consistently every single day with small practices and small actions, and you will move confidently in the direction of your desires. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video insightful. If you did, and you resonate with me and you enjoy being here in my space, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. It really means the world to me, and it inspires me to keep creating feel-good content like this. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day.